The story begins with a young woman who suddenly finds herself trapped inside a strange world that looks exactly like an ancient Chinese drama. She is confused because she remembers being in the modern world just moments earlier. Now, she is dressed in ancient clothing, surrounded by unfamiliar people, and everyone is treating her as if she belongs there. At first, she believes it must be a dream. But then something terrifying happens. She discovers that she cannot simply wake up. Every time she tries to escape, the world resets or pulls her deeper into the story. She soon realizes that she has somehow entered the world of a drama, and worse, she appears to be playing a character whose fate is already written. She is determined to change the story before it reaches its tragic ending. But there is one person who immediately catches her attention, a powerful and mysterious man who seems to know much more about her than he should. He is cold, intelligent, and extremely difficult to understand. Whenever she gets close to discovering the truth, he seems to appear. At first, she suspects he may be responsible for trapping her inside this strange world. But she soon discovers that he may actually be the only person capable of helping her escape. As she tries to survive inside the story, she discovers that the ancient world is full of danger. There are powerful families fighting for influence, secret schemes taking place behind the palace walls, and people willing to betray one another to gain power. The heroine realizes that simply following the original storyline will lead to disaster. So she begins changing events one by one. But every change creates another problem. More importantly, the mysterious man becomes increasingly involved in her life. Although he constantly acts cold toward her, he secretly protects her whenever she is in danger. When assassins attack, he appears just in time. When she is accused of something she did not do, he quietly investigates the truth. And when she becomes sick, he stays beside her despite pretending that he does not care. Slowly, the heroine begins to realize something frightening. She is developing feelings for him. But she knows that falling in love with him could destroy everything. Because according to the original story, their relationship was never supposed to happen. The heroine eventually discovers that the world she entered is far more complicated than she imagined. There are layers to the dream. Every time she believes she has reached the truth, another mystery appears. She starts remembering fragments of events that happened before she entered the story. She also begins to question whether the mysterious man is really a character in the drama or someone who is trapped in the dream just like her. Meanwhile, enemies begin realizing that she has been changing the future. They decide that she must be eliminated before she can interfere with their plans. The heroine is captured and taken to a dangerous location. For the first time, she believes that nobody will come to save her. But the mysterious man arrives. He risks everything to rescue her. During their escape, she finally confronts him and demands to know why he keeps protecting her. Instead of giving her a simple answer, he tells her that some people are destined to meet, even inside a dream. His words leave her speechless. That night, she finally admits to herself that she has fallen in love with him. But then she discovers a shocking secret. The dream is beginning to collapse. As the world begins falling apart, scenes disappear and memories become mixed together. The heroine realizes that she may only have a limited amount of time left. If she cannot find a way out, she may remain trapped forever. But living also means losing the man she loves. For the first time, she has to choose between returning to her real life and staying inside the dream with him. The mysterious man tells her that she must leave. He knows that the dream cannot exist forever. The heroine refuses. She tells him that she would rather stay with him than return to a world where she has to forget everything they experienced together. But he makes the ultimate sacrifice to give her a chance to escape. As the dream collapses around them, she reaches for his hand. Then everything suddenly turns white. She wakes up. For a moment, she thinks everything was only a dream. But then she notices something beside her. A familiar object. Something that could only have come from the ancient world. Her heart begins racing. Then she hears a voice she knows very well. She turns around and sees him. The man from the dream is standing in front of her. She realizes that perhaps it was never just a dream. Maybe their love existed beyond the boundaries of reality. And with that, their mysterious story begins again. After everything they had been through, the truth about the mysterious world finally began to surface. The heroine realized that every painful event she had experienced was connected to the story she had been trapped inside. She had entered the dream believing she was simply trying to survive, but along the way, she had changed the fate of the people around her. Most importantly, she had developed genuine feelings for the man who was supposed to be only a character in her story. But now she faced the hardest choice of all. If she returned to the real world, she might never see him again. The man could sense that something was wrong. He noticed that she was becoming distant and desperately asked her what she was hiding. With tears in her eyes, she finally told him that their entire world might disappear. He refused to believe her. He told her that whether their world was real or only a dream, the feelings between them were real to him. Those words completely broke her heart. Meanwhile, the forces controlling the dream began to collapse. The characters started remembering fragments of their previous lives, and the world around them became increasingly unstable. The heroine discovered that there was only one way to escape. She had to complete the story and accept the ending that had been written for her. But she refused to sacrifice the man she loved. Instead, she decided to change the ending. In a desperate final confrontation, she risked everything to protect him. The dream world began disappearing around them, and she held onto him as tightly as possible. He promised her that even if the world disappeared, he would find her again. Suddenly, she woke up in the real world. At first, she thought everything had been nothing more than a strange dream. Days passed, but she couldn't forget him. Then one day, she encountered a familiar face. A man stood before her, looking at her as though he had known her for years. It was him. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then he smiled and said something that made her heart stop. "I finally found you." She realized that perhaps their love had never belonged only to the dream. Sometimes, a dream is not an escape from reality. Sometimes, it is where we discover the person we were always meant to meet. And as they walked away together, the heroine finally understood that the greatest miracle wasn't escaping the dream. It was finding love that could survive even after the dream ended. After reuniting in the real world, the heroine still couldn't understand how the man from her dream had managed to appear before her. She began searching for answers. The more she investigated, the more strange clues she discovered. Objects from the dream world had somehow appeared in reality, proving that her experience was not simply an ordinary dream. But there was one final secret she had not yet discovered. The man also remembered everything. He remembered their first meeting, their arguments, the dangers they faced, and the moment the dream world collapsed. He had been searching for her ever since. When they finally talked about everything that happened, they realized that they had both been trapped in the same mysterious fate. The heroine asked him one question. If we had never entered that dream, would we ever have met? He smiled and replied that perhaps the dream wasn't meant to separate them. Perhaps it was the very thing that brought them together. From that moment, they decided to stop worrying about whether their love had started in a dream or in reality. They would simply live their lives together. Years later, they looked back at everything they had experienced and realized how impossible their journey had seemed. A strange dream had brought them together. Danger had tested their love. Separation had made them realize how much they needed each other. And finally, reality had given them a second chance. The heroine finally understood the true meaning behind everything that happened. Sometimes the person you meet in a dream can become the most real part of your life. And this time, there was no mysterious world waiting to separate them. They were finally free to love each other. Just when the heroine believes that her life has finally returned to normal, something unexpected happens. One night, she has another dream. She finds herself standing in the same ancient courtyard where she first met the man she loved. Everything looks exactly as she remembers it. But this time, there is no danger. No enemies. No palace schemes. No collapsing world. Only the two of them. She realizes that the dream is not trying to trap her anymore. Instead, it is giving her one final chance to say goodbye to the life they once shared. The man appears in front of her and tells her that he is not afraid of losing the dream anymore because he knows that their love has already followed them into reality. She starts crying and asks him whether she will ever see this world again. He smiles and tells her, "You don't have to come back here. Wherever you are, that's where I will find you." Suddenly, the dream begins fading away. The heroine wakes up beside him.